Hey folks, welcome to my channel. My name is Joy, and today I'm going to be talking about tips for doing college admissions interviews over video. So not in person, over video using programs like Skype, Uvu, or Zoom, because there's special etiquette that you got to get right. And I'm going to have about 5 tips for you today so you can nail your college interviews when you can't meet in person and you're not used to doing it on video. So what's tip number 1? Tip number 1 is talk directly to the camera lens. As you can see right now, I'm looking right at the camera lens, and so it looks like I'm making eye contact with you. Now, if I look to the side at my notes or look the other way, you can kind of tell that I'm no longer talking to the camera lens because my eyes look diverted. So tip number 1 is, in order to make that eye-to-eye contact and, not appear as if you're looking off in different directions, except, of course, when you're looking at your notes or something, make eye contact with the camera lens and talk to the camera lens. So if it helps to put a little dot on the camera lens, put a little sticky note by it, put a little tiny little circle so you remember to look at the camera lens, I would recommend doing that because it's important that you appear like you're paying attention, and the best way to do that is to focus on the camera lens. All right, number 2 is ensure your surroundings are professional and clean. You definitely wouldn't invite a college admissions interviewer to your room if it was messy. You invite a college admissions interviewer to your room at all. But you also wouldn't go to a space to meet someone interviewing you for college applications that is noisy or littered with trash or, unprofessional in any way. So I would say, same as with the video interview, you can see my background is mostly not distracting. I have my board back there that has some gibberish on it that you can't really read. And then, my background is mostly plain and neutral. So if you're conducting interviews, definitely make sure that your surroundings are professional and clean, because it's just another way that the interviewer knows that you've thought about the interview, that you're a professional student, that you're capable of setting up meetings that are important and doing it the right way. So that's number 2. All right, number 3 is to do a test run with your software. So whether you're using Skype or Zoom or Uvu or any number of video chat kind of things, Facebook, Instagram, whatever your interviewer prefers and that you guys agree to use, test it beforehand. Don't be like, oh my God, I forgot to create an Instagram account, or oh my God, I don't have a Skype email. Take care of all that beforehand. Turn on whether you practice with a friend, practice with a parent, practice with your counselor, make sure that your connection works beforehand. And that doesn't mean try it 5 minutes before the interview is supposed to start. Try it the day before so that if there are issues, you can kind of fix it. You can email the interviewer and say, hey, my Skype isn't working. Can we use Instagram, or can we go to Zoom or Uvu? Very important to do a test run beforehand, because you don't want to get to 5 minutes before your interview is supposed to start and it doesn't work and it's just a bad look. You don't want to have that. You don't want to create issues that have nothing to do with the way the interview or your application. So do a test run beforehand. It will save you a lot of trouble and anxiety and give you that warm and fuzzy that I'm always looking for before I start any kind of important interview. So do the test run. All right, number 4, wear business casual. I'm a little bit dressed down. I don't know. This might pass for an interview. I would say a nice sweater with some slacks and nice shoes is totally acceptable. But no matter what you do, whether you like to wear more feminine clothing, masculine, somewhere in the middle, it needs to be business casual. Again, it's what we wear in semi-professional settings, which a college application interview is. It doesn't go over the top. You're not going to feel like you're overdressed or stiff with a tie that's choking you out. And then definitely don't go in there. Don't go into your interview with a t-shirt and a basketball jersey. As much as that is fashionable these days, it's not appropriate for a college application interview. So go with business casual, which if you're more masculine, that would be a nice button-up shirt, nice polo shirt with some slacks. For someone who's more feminine, it might be a nice blouse with slacks again, a piece of jewelry, anything that looks nice and presentable that you might wear to like a religious ceremony, that you might wear to your high school graduation. Think that you might wear to a fancy dinner. That's where we want to go, with a business casual look. So that's number 4. And then number 5, have your resume, the list of questions you want to ask, any notes that you've taken before, and I definitely recommend taking notes, and your application all in front of you. You can have your notes, your resume, your application, and the list of questions. That way you're not like getting up saying, hey, I forgot my notes, let me get up and get it, or, you know, stumbling trying to figure out, you know, the list of activities you've done throughout high school, because believe it or not, you don't have to memorize that stuff. It's perfectly okay to have a set of notes in front of you. Again, it makes you look like you're prepared. You research what's expected of you for an interview. You have notes in front of you about questions you want to ask about the school. It just shows preparation, which is extremely important, and it'll alleviate any nerves you have about trying to memorize answers. Just have your notes in front of you. Have your application that you submitted in front of you. So if there's some point in your personal essay or personal statement or something in particular application that the interviewer wants to talk about, you're not trying to remember what you actually wrote, it's right there in front of you. And then same thing with notes. If you made a list of questions that you want to ask, you have notes that you want to go over with the interview, it's perfectly okay to have that stuff in front of me. In fact, you can't even see, like I have a desk right here that I'm sitting at, and you can't even see it. So if I wanted to have paper in front of me, I definitely could. It's also, I would probably not recommend having the notes on your computer, because you want to be able to have a full screen video of the person you're talking to for the interview. So I definitely recommend either writing your notes or printing them out, having them in front of you. That way you're not having to click through different screens when you're talking to your interviewer, and your notes are pretty handy. You can organize them beforehand. But those are my 5 tips for conducting a successful college admissions interview over video. It's slightly different from what you would do in person. So I hope you found these tips helpful. Go over them once again. Make eye contact. Ensure your surroundings are professional and clean. Do a test run beforehand. Wear business casual. And then have a resume, list of questions, your notes, and your college application in front of you, so you're not having to memorize all these crazy things. All right, that's it. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and like this video if you appreciate the content. And I will see you again next time. Bye.